Almost set for the final race of the night, the SX1 final moto. 20 laps is the duration for this one. These guys on screen know how to race 20 hard laps, and we are almost set to get this one underway. Lee Hogan, let's throw it to you. Who is going to launch out and get the whole shot here, and where from?
I'm really liking where Justin Brayton has positioned himself. He's not to the far inside, but he is to the inside of Tanti and Clout. Clout's just on the outside of the dog box. He's got no one to his left elbow. He's going to have a little bit of room to move. We're in the starter's hands. Who is going to jump out of the gate?
Gates down, final race for the night. Who's going to get it? Oh, Tanti with a good one, but it looks like Clout runs wide.
Matt Moss also up the inside. He's going to grab that whole shot. He needs to hold the inside to keep that lead, and he does. Tanti slots into second place, Luke Clout in third, and Justin Brayton rounding out that top four.
Two Hondas there behind them. Wilson also in there in fifth place, or moving into fifth now, I should say. He's on the outside of Hayden Melross, the 45 machine. Moss, first time through the whoops, leads this one away. Oh! One lap in, and what a moment that was for Melross.
Melross with a huge kick through there, and we see Luke Clout trying to go around the outside of his teammate, Aaron Tanti, coming exceptionally close. Little nail-biting moment there for team manager Craig Dack. Oh, how is this scrub from Luke Clout?
And just a little bit short to that front wheel, clipping the end of it. Both the riders to the inside, facing onto the outside in the second turn. Look up there on the inside was Brayton trying to make something happen.
Right, now one of the main factors with these switchbacks is those ruts that allows you to go so much faster. Justin Brayton, how was that? He stayed so low and he'll control the inside here.
What a turn out of that last corner. Really drove out hard, managed to make the pass. Here is the replay. Have a look. Well, wow, I heard the crowd from our position.
Oh, and off the side of the track and landed on his bike. That's number 17, Corey Watts. Local Victorian rider, I believe, from out of Horsham.
Back to the lead, though. Look at this. Moss under so much pressure. The two Yamaha riders right behind him. And it's Tanti that's moved into the lead.
Wow, I am loving the aggression we're seeing from Aaron Tanti here. Fresh off the back of his outdoor national championship. And he is on fire. He's got his teammate Luke Clout, who I believe may have just, he's made a pass. Justin Brayton needs to do something.
He's done it already. He knew these guys were starting to move forwards, and he has to make their pass. Though Moss has the inside coming into this turn, so he'll control it. Oh, down goes. Is that Clout?
Look to be Luke Clout down. So we've still got, Clout has gone down. He can't get his left leg. Look at the ground. He's positioned underneath that rut there, so that bike is so tall.
They're down to the boards. That's what's going to have caught him out, I would say. Just come in there. Let's have a look at this replay. Look in the back on the left side of screen. Probably lose the front on those boards.
Front it's gone down. Caught him unawares. And then he has lost so much ground. Have a look at how tipped in he was. Evasive maneuver from Matt Moss.
That happened too quick. Not a big crash, but man, he has moved back a lot of positions. So let's regroup to see where we're at now. Aaron Tanti has started to move forwards, opening up a 2.4 second lead. He is in front of Matt Moss. Brayton, after that early charge, has fallen back just a little bit as Moss has regrouped.
So I'm liking this. So down again, Luke Clout. It has just snowballed into a couple of little mistakes here. He needs to regroup.
Let's head down to Kristen.
Guys, a note on Matt Moss. Tonight he's on the BBR Yamaha 450, but tomorrow he'll be on the Bud Racing Kawasaki 250. Now the Yamaha is a bit wider, so his body posture will have to change. Also, the power delivery will create a learning curve for Matt, so a completely different bike for him to adjust to tonight. Very impressive what we're seeing from him.
A great job for Matt Moss doing double duties, but at the head of the pack, it's Aaron Tanti. He's starting to get reeled in ever so slightly now. He messed up that triple section. He had to roll all three singles, trying to get to that inside run, Danny. It looked to have cost him a little bit of time. A nice little over-under move there for Dylan Wills, who seems fairly comfortable on this Husqvarna 450.
Just a second ago while we were with Kristen Beat, we almost had an identical situation there. Luke Clout just clipping the back wheel of another rider, didn't read the situation quite as good as he needed to, and just got a little out of control and went down. Melross almost did exactly the same thing just a moment ago as well, but it's tightening up the front. I think I just saw Wilson at the bottom of the screen. He is right on the back wheel of Brayton as well.
Yeah, it's looking nice and close up there at the head of the pack, and I'm liking These guys being nice and having a good little battle going on here. I tell you what I'm enjoying, Danny, is the 20-lap final. I'm a traditionalist. You know, we come through racing Supercross in the 90s, in the heyday of Supercross here, and enjoying a 20-lap final and what can transpire in that period of time. It's brilliant.
Oh, little mistake there by Moss as he got a little wide and then had to hold that motion forwards as he had to single that one through, and that has allowed Brayton a small sniff of the rear towards Moss. Will he make this pass nice and quick?
So I like that far left-hand side through the woods for Justin Brayton. He's a couple of centimetres off the tough block, or should we say inches for our American viewers, and super, super close to the tough blocks and not wanting to get into that scalloped out whoop section through the middle.
There, again, the boards just underneath the back wheel of Moss. You saw it come a little bit loose just there. I'm impressed with the track, but it is exactly what we thought it was going to do. It's broken up to become very, very rough. On board here with Jackson Richardson, I believe, on the Empire Kawasaki, trying to do his work. He's back there in 7th place at the moment. You see the amount of roost that camera's already received.
Back up near our battle for 2nd and 3rd place, and Matt Moss on the BBR 102 Motorsports Yamaha continuing to hold down 2nd place, but he's coming under siege from a couple of Hondas, and both these riders, Justin Brayton and Dean Wilson, riding for the Honda Genuine team under the management of Yuriv Konski here tonight.
Have a look, another replay, the 18 machine, Mitchell Norris. Yes, that's why we saw the tough block out in the middle of the track just a moment ago. These whoops really collecting a lot of these riders tonight. And I was just about to mention also that Brayton's in a bit of a difficult position. You know, at the one hand, he's trying to charge and challenge Matt Moss to get up there in 2nd place, but Dean Wilson is right there as well. We just saw him in the back. He's in a position where he can also make a challenge. So Brayton has to be on the offensive and defensive same time. If he can clear Moss, and I know that's what he wants to do, then he can move forwards, but it's going to have to happen real soon.
Well, just from the body posture and from the intensity that we're seeing from Brayton, his focus is clearly forward rather than worrying about what's going on behind him with Dean Wilson. I think Dino seriously is going to be looking up ahead, seeing Brayton right there and being pretty damn happy with his positioning on the track at the moment.
Moss lazy through the left-hander, and that is allowed Brayton, but he's up the inside here, not close enough. Brayton could feel that one coming, and he blocked the line off. So Brayton finally able to make his way into 2nd.
And you know what? I think that was pretty polite from Matt Moss. That could have gone ugly there if he wanted to. That was a show of respect. He could have laid down the gauntlet and thrown it up the inside, but he chose to hop in behind.
Well, the crowd goes crazy. What happened? Tanty's off track. He's on the start line. That's not where he meant to be. Can you believe that? We heard the crowd go crazy from where we're sitting, and all of a sudden, Brayton is there in the lead.
Now, Aaron Tanty has managed to come around the outside and somehow get that back again. He has been given an extra life here. He's like a cat with 9 lives at the moment, but he needs to settle down and regroup. That's the thing.
The whoops once again. Oh! Whoa! Man, that was a save and a half.
All right, we saw Kristen Beat in there as well, was kind of ducking and dodging and weaving there, trying to miss Tanty. So let's hope our girl down there is okay.
Yeah, I wonder how the heart rate is on Kristen right now. Welcome to Australia, hey? Well, somehow he's managed to hold the lead, though.
Hey, and you know what? He's settled back down again. He's taken a deep breath, and that is the mark of a champion. Once again, we've got Matt Moss. He's starting to creep back onto the rear end of Justin Brayton. How you feeling down there, Kristen?
I'm okay, but I happen to be standing by Craig Jack, who witnessed the whole thing. My heart is beating a little quickly right now, you know. But Craig, what do you want to see out of Aaron Tanty in the remainder of this main event?
Well, firstly, I don't want to see him hit you or nearly hit you again, but you were pretty fast on your feet then. Well done. Aaron's got to dig deep. We know Brayton's a hard charger. I think Aaron just sort of hit a bit of a wall just then, so it looks like he's popped out the other end and hopefully can put some good laps together, but Brayton's really strong in the whoops.
A wild main event. Thanks so much, Craig.
Okay, so things starting to settle down a little bit now, Danny, as we've approached lap 11 of 20. So we're past the halfway point, and something that I wanted to point out to our viewers at home, it's not so much the physical fitness at this stage, it's the lapse of concentration that happens so easily. These guys are superhuman fit, but it's so easy to just have the slightest lapse of concentration, which is what we saw from Aaron Tanti just then.
Well, big quad into the corner. Tanti holds the low line and blocks out any attempt there by Brayton there in second place as they come into a few more laps riders. Certainly Tanti has picked himself back up. He's resumed the way he was, but the stronger of the two to me, Brayton.
Now the damage zone for him is the whoops at the moment because Brayton is so good. Now whether the pass happens through the whoops or it's set up because of the whoops, that is where I believe it's going to happen.
So Tanti very slow getting around that inside, but is covering the line there, taking away any chance for the pass. Now if he is lazy in this little switchback corners right here, Brayton wasn't able to jump over. So that has saved Tanti once again.
It's such a protective move, that inside there, and it's working exceptionally well here. So looking fine through here. He needs to be careful because Brayton quadding there, that makes up a little bit of time, but it's out of this next corner when they tip it into the right-hander and they start to set themselves up and ease towards these whoops. Let's have a look as Brayton will head across to the left-hand side of the track here. But there's a rider there. There's a left rider. Brayton had to go straight up the middle.
Oh, but he's got a nice run here to the inside. Can Tanti close it out? And he does once again. So Tanti, again, able to hold that lead. Another chance for him here. He's doing everything right. Brayton certainly is the stronger of the two right now, but he has got to figure something out to make this pass.
20 laps on a Supercross track, Danny Ham. It's one of the toughest things you can possibly do. The amount of lactic acid going through your veins. What a beautiful line from Brayton. Around the outside, he's going to have the inside in the next corner.
Beautiful line. It looked like Brayton was setting up the quad into that turn, but he did the smart thing and kept it nice and clean and tight, and that has allowed him to finally move into the lead with only 5 more laps to go.
Now, does Aaron Tanti have enough energy? Has he got the oxygen in the lungs to try to latch onto the back of Brayton, potentially pick up a line or two? We're going to have to wait and see over the next lap or so. I believe he's already dropped off 1 or 2 bike lengths, and that could be the... Look, you just saw a little sneaky look over the shoulder.
Yeah, he's got himself a bit of a gap over 3rd and 4th, which is just at the bottom of the screen there, and it's still on between Wilson and Moss as they go over. They're about to come into some lap riders again. So Moss up the inside, trying to make something happen there. Wilson very ugly over that jump this time around. This may give Moss the chance to get back in front of him as they exit this turn.
Yeah, nice aggressive move there from Matt Moss. And Dean Wilson tries to repay the move there, and he does. I like a little bit of elbow bashing here. It's great to see.
Well, a lot of our Australian riders haven't had the chance to do a 20-lap moto in quite some time. So this is really going to be challenging them. Moss stalls the bike in the background. Oh, so that has closed out that deal. Unfortunate for Moss. He was looking pretty good there to continue that challenge, but that has allowed the room that Wilson needs for 3rd.
Now, what a return to form from Dean Wilson, who had a huge crash and a semi-dislocation of his shoulder at Cardiff at round 1 of the World Supercross Championship. He didn't know if he was going to be able to ride. He had a bit of a test ride to see how he'd go, put a social media post up on Instagram. Everything looked good, but what we didn't see on social media, he had another big crash. We just got word today, had a little bit of a chat to him during a track walk. He's so fortunate to be able to be out there, but he has got to be so stoked with this ride.
4 more laps to go in this one. There is 5 seconds between 2nd and 3rd. That is Tanti and Wilson on screen. We'll keep an eye on these lap times on our monitors as they go through these next couple of laps. But, Lee, do you think that the gaps that we're seeing at the moment between the top 3 is enough to close this one out?
Look, I think they've settled into their rhythm at the moment, and I think it could play out like this. Let's go down to Kristen.
Yeah, a quick note on Dean Wilson. He told me today while the doubleheader is a lot of racing after that injury, he's thankful for it because he's still getting used to the Honda and how it reacts. Remember, he spent the majority of his career on a Husqvarna, so he is thankful for this seat time, and it will help him tomorrow as well.
Absolutely, Kristen. I tell you, the difference between the Euro bikes and the Japanese bikes, it takes them quite a while to adapt, and that's such a nice slow-mo. Did you see the sneaky look off to the left?
Yeah, and from our position, we know he's looking up to the left at the big screen that is in the left-hand corner, maybe just to see who's behind him or how many laps are left. It's very easy to see for us from here, so it's another way just to keep a track of everyone else that's on the track as well.
Well, I can tell you, Justin Brayton, there is 17 in the books, and there is 3 to go, and you've got yourself a very handy 7.7 second lead over second place rider Aaron Tanti. From here on out, really, it's hitting your lines. Watch out for these deep ruts in the switchbacks because they can catch you, but also watch out for the lap riders.
And there's some craziness that's been on the track tonight. We've seen it all night long with the amount of riders that have gone down and the crashes in, even from the back markers towards the end of these motos. So, yeah, it's not done yet for him, but certainly he does look very comfortable. It looks like he is in that beautiful groove that we're so used to seeing Justin Brayton do here in Australian Supercross.
One of the bonuses for Brayton when you're going across the whoops with the kind of skill that he has, and a lot of people don't realise this unless you actually ride Supercross. Wow!
That was Moss.
Matt Moss just, well, it looked like he stalled it, but he did just come to a stop and almost ran into a lapped rider. Yeah, so like I said, you've got to keep an eye peeled for those lapped riders. Was just going to make mention, Danny, through the whoops, anyone that's ridden a Supercross track would know, most of us can get up and over these jumps. It's the whoops that tire you out and give you arm pump. If you've got arm pump and you're trying to stick these landers, all of a sudden everything becomes a little more difficult.
These corners as well, they're not letting up either. So they're so rough coming through those ruts. They're down to the boards. I'm sure the riders are feeling that. They're tightening up on the bikes. That mistake by Moss just a moment ago, that allowed Melross to get up there into 4th place as well.
So Dean Wilson well and truly locked down that 3rd place, the final spot on the podium. And likewise for Aaron Tanti, it's nice and close. There's not too far between them. We're on lap 19 of 20. So the last lap board has just come out for the Honda Genuine rider, Justin Brayton.
Look at the timing on the left. They're about to come over the finish line. There's only 1.6 seconds difference between 2nd and 3rd up over the finish line. So it is so, it's down to 0.6 of a second. There's nothing in it for 2nd and 3rd now.
Who will get that 2nd place on the podium and who will get 3rd? Wilson has got the bit between his teeth. He likes racing here in Australia. We can see in the background there, Dean Wilson all over the back of Tanti. Can he hold on?
Big jump over, makes the quad on the very last lap. He is so close. It's going to come down to these whoops. Who is the strongest as Brayton works through the very final time through those whoops and heading around these last couple of turns. He will take the win in this one, but the surprise will be who gets 2nd in just a minute.
1 corner to go. 4 championships in a row, going for his 5th. Riding for the Honda Genuine team, Justin Brayton takes win number 1 in the Fox Australian Supercross Championships.
Aaron Tanti manages to hold on for 2nd place. Dean Wilson tried absolutely everything over those last couple of laps to try and get up there, but he will round out the podium. What a race we just experienced here, Lee Hogan, at Melbourne for the first of the Australian Supercross rounds. We've still got another 3 to go after this one. Cannot wait.
Let's take a look at our results from the SX1 main event. Justin Brayton taking the win. Aaron Tanti, Dean Wilson rounding out the podium. Hayden Melross, Matt Moss, Dylan Wills. We've got Webster, Richardson, Dylan Wood, Sigliano, and Elijah Weesey in 11th place.
A few of our privateers up there as well. Mitchell Norris, Joel Whiteman, Luke Cloud, unfortunate after those couple of crashes, way back there in 14th place. As we take a look now at the highlights of this